Hi, fourth grade. At this point, you've already learned all of the skills for Chapter 7 in the previous videos. So in this video, you're not going to learn anything new. In fact, you don't really have to watch this video if you don't want to. But I do recommend you at least watching it or watching part of it when you're done to make sure that you are on the right track for completing Classroom Practice 35. I'm just going to go over how to do Classroom Practice 35. So if you want to do it with me, you can keep watching the video or you can pause it and just take a look at it later. Okay, exercise 1 says classify each sentence. Sentence number 1 says, he and I mailed postcards to our parents from camp. Who mailed postcards to our parents from camp? Who is the sentence about? The answer is he and I. So he and I are our subjects. It's a compound subject. He is a compound subject pronoun because he is a pronoun. I is also a compound subject pronoun because I, of course, again, is a pronoun. And is always a conjunction, so we label it C. What is being said about he and I? What did he and I do? Mailed. It's the action, it's the verb. Could be a verb transitive, we're not sure yet. He and I mailed what? He and I mailed postcards. Postcards is a thing, it's a noun, it's part of the predicate, it's receiving the action, it's being mailed, so it's a direct object. Therefore, this verb is verb transitive. To is a preposition, therefore we have a prepositional phrase coming up. To our parents is the prepositional phrase. To is a preposition. Parents is the end of the preposition. Whatever noun is at the end of your prepositional phrase, it's the object of the preposition. Our is a possessive pronoun adjective because it's showing possession. Our parents, it's describing the parents. Whose parents? Our parents. So it's a possessive pronoun adjective. From camp. From is another preposition, so we have another prepositional phrase here. From is a preposition, and of course whatever word comes at the end of the prepositional phrase is the object of the preposition. Period, sentence, period, statement, declarative sentence. He and I is the complete subject. Mailed postcards to our parents from camp is the complete predicate. And the type of sentence that it is subject, noun, verb transitive, direct object, pattern 2. The next sentence says, our neighbor's cows have broken the fence along the road. Who has broken the fence along the road? Who is the sentence about? Who or what? The answer is cows. Cows is our subject noun. What is being said about cows? What did they do? Have broken. That's the action. So broken is our main verb. Have is just a little verb that comes before the main verb, so it's our helping verb. Cows have broken what? Cows have broken the fence. Fence, of course, is a noun. It's part of the predicate. It's being broken. It's a direct object. So let's go back and turn this into a verb transitive. The, of course, is an article adjective. Along is a preposition. So that means we have a prepositional phrase here. Along the road is our prepositional phrase. Road is the word that comes at the end of the prepositional phrase, and it's of course a noun. So it's the object of the preposition. The is always an article adjective. whose cows? Our neighbor's cows. Neighbors is answering whose, so it's an adjective. Our is also answering whose, but it's a pronoun, so it's a possessive pronoun adjective. Period, statement, declarative sentence. Our neighbor's cows is the complete subject. Here's where our verbs are, so the rest is the complete predicate. Have broken the fence along the road. And it's subject noun, verb transitive, direct object, pattern 2. Number 3, leave your keys on the counter in the kitchen. Who should leave their keys on the counter in the kitchen? Well, it's you implied. We don't have the word you here because this is an imperative sentence, so we're going to write you in parentheses. And then above it, of course, we can write that it's our subject pronoun. What is being said about you? What should you do? What's the action? Leave your keys on the counter in the kitchen. So leave is our verb. You leave what? Keys. Keys is a noun. It's in the predicate. It's the direct object. So let's go back and change this verb to verb transitive. Whose keys should you leave? Whose keys? Your. So it's an adjective, but this is a pronoun. It's possessive, so it's a possessive pronoun adjective, or a PPA. On is a preposition. Therefore, we have a prepositional phrase here. On the counter is our prepositional phrase. Whatever word comes at the end is our object of the preposition, so it's an OP. The is always an article adjective. In the kitchen is another prepositional phrase because in is a preposition. Whatever word comes at the end of the prepositional phrase is always an object of the preposition. And then the word the is an article adjective. We have a period at the end of the sentence, but it's imperative because it's giving a command. So we're going to write IMP. And then you is the only part of the subject. The rest is all predicate. So we're going to put our slash line right there. And then we have our type of sentence is subject noun, verb transitive, direct object, pattern 2. Exercise 2, underline the verb or verb phrase. Then identify the verb tense by writing 1 for present tense, 2 for past tense, or 3 for future tense. Number 3, write the past tense form. 4, write R for regular or I for irregular. You did this yesterday with classroom practice 34. Number 1, the boys had taken the boxes to the shed. First thing we want to do is identify the verb or verb phrase. The verb phrase is had taken. We have a main verb, which is taken, and then we have a helping verb, had. Step 2 is identify the verb tense by let's identify the verb tense. If we're identifying verb tense, we always have to look at the helping verb if there is a helping verb, and there is here. The helping verb is had. Had is past tense. So we're going to write a number 2 here. And then it wants us to identify the main verb past tense form. The main verb is taken. It's already in past tense form. Oh, it's not in past tense form. I'm sorry. I meant the past tense form is took, because the past tense of take is took. Is took a regular verb or is it an irregular verb? Well, we can't say taked. It's took, so it's an irregular verb. Number 2, a small stream rushes down the mountain. The first thing we need to do is underline the verb or verb phrase. The verb is rushes. Do we see a helping verb? We do not. So we need to identify the verb tense. We want to look at a helping verb if there is one, but there isn't. So we're going to look at the main verb, rushes. Is that past, present, or future? It is present. So we're going to write a number 1 there for present. What is the past tense form of the main verb? What's the past tense form of rushes? It is rushed. It has an ed at the end, so that means this is a regular verb. Number 3, will those mosquitoes fly after me? We need to identify the verbs. Fly is the main verb. Will is a helping verb. With a question, your helping verb will always come at the very beginning of the sentence, even though the main verb will not. So it's okay that they're apart from each other. Verb tense. For verb tense, we have to look at the helping verb. Will. Will is always a future tense verb. So we're going to write a number 3 for future tense. And then main verb, past tense form. Main verb is fly. What is the past tense form of fly? It is flew. We can't say flied. We have to say flew, so it's irregular. Number 4, the manager closed the pet store early. Closed is our verb. We don't have a helping verb. We need the verb tense. We don't have a helping verb, so we're looking at the main verb. The tense is past because it's closed. So we're going to write number 2 for past. And then main verb, past tense form. Well, the main verb is already in the past tense form, and it's closed. Closed has an ed at the end, so that means it's regular. Number 5, we have talked too long on the phone. We have a helping verb, have, and we have a main verb, talked. Verb tense, we have to look at the helping verb if there is one. The helping verb is have, and the tense of have is present. So we're going to write number 1 for present. And then we want the main verb, past tense form. Main verb is talked. Past tense form, it's already in past tense form, so it's talked. Talked has an ed at the end. That means it is regular. Number 6, Darius is turning the pancakes only once. Is turning is our verb phrase. We have a helping verb and a main verb. We need the verb tense. That means we need to look at the helping verb if there is one, and there is. The verb tense of is present. So we write a number 1 here. Main verb, past tense form. The main verb is turning. The past tense of turning is turned. It has an ed at the end. That means it is a regular verb. Number 7, the crystal glass sits on the table. Sits is our verb. We don't have a helping verb. So since we don't have a helping verb, we can look at the tense of the main verb. It is sits. The tense of that verb is present. So that means we're going to write a number 1. Main verb, past tense form. Past tense form of sits is sat. We can't say sitted. We have to say sat. So because of that, this verb is irregular. We can't add an ed at the end. Number 8, the soap will clean those dirty clothes. We have a helping verb, will, and we have a main verb, clean. For verb tense, if we have a helping verb, we have to look at that for the verb tense. Will is our helping verb. The tense of will is always future. So we're going to write a number 3 here. And then main verb past tense form, the main verb is clean. The past tense form of clean is cleaned. It has an ed at the end, that means it is regular. Number 9, he rode downtown on the bus. Rode is our main verb, or is our verb. We don't have a helping verb. The verb tense of rode is past. So we're going to write number 2. The past tense form of the main verb, it's already in the past tense form, so we're going to write rode. We couldn't say rided, so that means this is irregular. And then exercise 3 is really easy. It says list the present tense and past tense helping verbs below. So you can do that on your own, but just to help you out, I will put them in here for you. The present tense helping verbs are am, is, are, has, have, do, and does. And the past tense helping verbs are was, were, had, did, and been. I'm going to do the editing part with you. I know we don't always do the editing part, so if you're used to doing the editing part, I would like you to do it. If you are not used to doing the editing part and you really just can't do it, that's okay. You can try it though. Okay, so it says correct each mistake. There are 6 end marks, 14 capitals, 2 commas, 1 homonym, 3 apostrophes, 1 a and an, 1 subject-verb agreement, and 1 misspelled word. So this says, Josh's life changed the day he went to Ann State Fair in Tennessee. Although he had all of Dolly Parton's CDs, he had never heard her sing in person. He sang every song along with Dolly. When she was done, Miss Parton asked him to come up on the stage. Wow, he couldn't believe it. There are no periods in that sentence, which is crazy. All right, let's start at the beginning. Josh's life. Well, we need a capital here. So let's capitalize the J. And then, of course, we need an apostrophe here because we're showing possession. Josh's life changed the day he went to a state fair, not an. The word starts with a consonant, not a vowel. So we have to say A. A state fair in Tennessee. Well, Tennessee has to be capitalized. It's a proper noun. And we need a period at the end of this sentence because this is a complete sentence here. Josh's life changed the day he went to a state fair in Tennessee, period. So let's put a period there. That means we need to capitalize the next word because it's the next sentence. Although is capitalized. Although he had all of Dolly Parton's, well, that's a proper name, proper noun, because it's a name, so let's capitalize Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton's, this is a possessive, so we have to put an apostrophe there. It's a possessive noun. CDs. CD should really be capitalized. You might not be used to seeing that because honestly we don't use CDs very much anymore, so this is kind of dated, but we capitalize CD. Although he had all of Dolly Parton's CDs, we need a comma after that, CDs, he had never heard her sing in person. We need a period at the end of that sentence. That was not a very good period. Okay. Here's my period. It was hard to make that. Okay, and then the next word, we have to capitalize it because it's the first word of a sentence. He sang every song along with Dolly. Dolly, of course, again, is a proper noun because it's a name. And then let's put a period at the end of this sentence. When she were done, that doesn't sound right. Let's capitalize the first word of the sentence. When she was done, subject verb agreement. She is singular, so we need a singular verb. The singular verb is was, not were. She was done. When she was done, comma. Miss Parton, again, proper noun. It's a name. We need to capitalize it. And of course, we need a period after Miss, between Miss and Parton. When she was done, Miss Parton asked him to come up. To come up, that's the wrong to. We need to fix that. Come up on the stage, period. And then let's capitalize the next word because it's the first word of a sentence. Wow. Well, that is an interjection. So let's put an exclamation point at the end of it. Wow. He couldn't believe it. Let's capitalize he because it's the first word of the sentence. He couldn't, well, we need an apostrophe because we have a contraction. Believe is spelled wrong. Remember, this is actually a spelling word. I before E except after C. So it's spelled B-E-L-I-E-V-E because I before E. He couldn't believe it. Let's put an exclamation point at the end of that sentence. Oops. All right. And that is all.